Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
For me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Go be money, miss we eat the yellow correct you. Use the youth, the money, waste and must have mantis statue. Say me like a cashew, but me got in a figure you. Take this spit of money, girl, and say that is not you. One day the man above him up, him a got a bed. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The urgent the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, the rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning and welcome. It's Friday the 13th of December. Will it be a bad luck day for Marcia Dalwymple Filbert, or will she be issued a clean bill of health? Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome to those on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Thank you all for joining, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. Beat and Teach, Debbie Jervis, good morning. Sunshine, good morning. Violet Watson, Abina Cody, good morning. Marcia Thomas, Raymond G, The Easy Jerk World, Norman Ferguson, morning, everyone, and welcome. Morning, Country Gal 84, Sonia Johnson, Christine Gilbert, morning, RJ, morning, Brittany Henlon, morning. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. I don't know what TikTok is talking about because I haven't said anything. Sharon Bernard, good morning. Marcia Thomas, yes, good morning. Colin, good morning. Keith Matthews, Rose, Winston Burton, Joan Bailey, good morning. EECO FM on IG, who is on TikTok. Let me see if I can see my screen. Hey, Max Romeo, you turn up early. Good morning, Max Romeo. How are you? You're always here, so I have to tell your man in Max Romeo, how you do? How are you this morning, Max? Turn up early though. Anyway, there's some things I want to talk about this morning. But to my British audience, I have some information for you. Especially you young people, you might want to check after you heard this information. Marcia Gale, good morning.
Here to talk about the Gangs Matrix. The Gangs Matrix is a database that was created by the Met Police where they placed people who they felt that were going to be perpetrators of violent crime. Now, the issue here is that many of these people had never committed any crimes at all, but yet were placed on the list. So if you've ever experienced racist over-policing in London at the hands of the Met Police, but also multiple stop and searches, that could have been the reason. Now, the reason why this database is so harmful to people that were on it because people weren't aware that they were on this list. And it actually decreased their life chances and opportunities for people because this information was shared by the Met Police with public bodies. Some people were excluded from school without any reason. Some people were refused housing benefit or housing based upon the information that was shared by the Met Police with public bodies. Also, people had their driving licenses revoked, and that was a major issue because it's impacting the life chances of many people. So Unjust UK challenged this legally and it was found to be unlawful. And the Gangs Matrix database has been ordered to be erased. So this will be erased on the 13th of February 2025. However, the issue here is if this Gangs Matrix database has impacted your life and you have no awareness of it, you need to actually submit a subject access request to really see if this was the reason for some of the things that happened to you. So this database will be erased on the 13th of February 2025, which is great. However, you need to get your information if you feel that you might be on this list so that you can challenge and hold the Met Police to account and also the public bodies that may have discriminated against you. So it's really, really important that you submit this subject access request before the 13th of February 2025. By doing this, it will give you greater clarity in terms of what may have happened to you and that you can challenge this. It's so, so important. So please share this message. If you need to learn more, check the link in my bio, check Unjust UK or erase the database to learn more. Thank you.
So if you think you might be on that metropolitan matrix database, you need to submit a subject access report. The subject is you, the person who is on the database. So submit such report to see if you are on that database, if they're holding such information against you. Done Christine Gilbert. Morning, 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 and welcome. The Easy Turk World, morning. The issue of licensed firearm. Do I agree with the issuing of licensed firearm? Entirely not. I'm a person who does not favor a gun society like America, Jamaica, or so on. I don't even like a society where police, remember, me never told me live in Britain so long. Don't like a society where police pint up gun in your face every day. Norman Ferguson. Let's play this and then come back to what my issue is.
The police have released the identities of the two people who were killed during a triple shooting in Boghole District, Clarendon last night. They are 69-year-old Tatlin Keane and 57-year-old Melbourne Wright. A third person has been hospitalized. The accused 41-year-old Elroy Fowler, a licensed farm holder, has turned himself over to the police. TVJ News understands that Mr. Fowler went to the home of Miss Keane when an argument developed. It's further understood that he left shortly but returned to the location where he opened gunfire on the three occupants of the home. He then drove his motorcycle to the Cave Valley Police Station in St. Anne where he surrendered. He was later escorted to the Chapelton Police Station where he is being held.
Carlene Richards, how are you? You remember I think in 2002, there was this debacle between Shane Darling and Dennis Meadow, you know, the drunken Dennis Meadow who encouraged scammers to go and scam and do good things with their scamming money. Yes, that Dennis Meadows. There was this debacle between Dennis Meadows and Shane Darling, Tanisha Ellis, as to the issuance of about 200 licensed firearms to criminals. Up until now, we don't know which one of them issue the galangin. We know Minister Peter Bunting name call up a lot in a them time that when it comes to do with the issuing of licensed firearm to people with XY character. Now, I don't believe in the licensed firearm galangin at all because of the society, the high-tempered society where we live in. Given the corruption in the system and in the FLA, where I know Mr. Shane Darling, I know Mr. Dennis Meadows, that you both have sold gun license to people who have not passed the gun license system of checks. And when money run, gun license are issued. Could this be Mr. Darling or Mr. Meadows? One of those issuing, because morning, there isn't an issue under the gun license rule or under the self-defense rule. Unique rate. There isn't an issue of self-defense here. It's not an issue where he was attacked while in possession of his firearm and then uses his firearm as a defense mechanism because his life was at risk. It's a situation where he left, went home, or wherever I'm go, get him gun, come back, killed two people, and wounded seriously wounded another. The question is, will we be able to know if that license gun holder is one of those of the 200? It's not everybody should have gun. And the system in Jamaica of corruption, it is difficult for us, the populace, to be certain and safe that the people who the FLA are giving gun license to have passed all the necessary checks, and not that they pushed money under the table to have a gun, to get a gun license. Ladybug, how are you? Miranda, rather. Because by the looks of how this whole incident is reported, this man shouldn't have had a gun, because this is a man that could not contain himself. Even the journey from where the altercation started to home, back to where the altercation was, he didn't have any second thought, not even of his legal requirement as a licensed gun holder. I know everybody forget gun. So the FLA needs to answer to us and tell us, was this one of the 200 that we were told that received gun license who should have never had? Was this someone who paid for their gun license as opposed to going through and passing all the necessary checks in order to obtain a gun license? I really don't believe in the whole gun licensing saga at all anyway. Don't believe in it. Because when you're in a system where people can buy a gun license, it's not a safe system. Because if gangsters have enough money to buy a gun license, they can buy it too.
The police have released the identities of the two people who were killed during a triple shooting in Boghole District, Clarendon, last night. They are 69-year-old Tatlin Keane and 57-year-old Melbourne Wright. A third person has been hospitalized. The accused, 41-year-old Elroy Fowler, a licensed farm holder, has turned himself over to the police. TVJ News understands that Mr. Fowler went to the home of Miss Keane when an argument developed. It's further understood that he left shortly but returned to the location where he opened gunfire on the three occupants of the home. He then drove his motorcycle to the Cave Valley Police Station in St. Anne where he surrendered. He was later escorted to the Chapelton Police Station where he is being held.
Was Mr. Fowler one of the 200 who have received a gun license who should have never had? So the FLA need to answer the people. LeBron Stockawawan. The FLA need to tell us, was Mr. Fowler one of those 200 we were told in 2022 that received a gun license who should have never had? Because his temperament clearly showed that Mr. Fowler should have never had a licensed firearm. Never. Let's chat along on our slide and see what else. Oh, hold on then. I'm going to play something for you concerning Prime Minister Crocodam. I'm not going to play it for long because people music Indian, there are people where we beat every day for them, we run after way. But me will explain to you, me just want to know see for yourself. Me turn down the audio because I want to prevent copyright.
So look, I am in the lovely district of John Reed. I don't want to say anything that is incorrect, right? But this is a rural community. The MP said we are country.
All right. Vegas music are playing in my background, so me turn it down because I now want to get in a kerfuffle with them. But in the community where the Prime Minister did, the people them go farm, them go get cabbage, them go get ginger, them go get sorrel for Juliet, them go get table tomato for the Prime Minister. I want hungry killing you see. On all people. I will turn off the sound and make it go and play. On all people, on poor people, where the Prime Minister regularly play upon with poverty, play upon with distress. One tomato in a supermarket I feel much $100. And you take up a whole bag of tomato, give the Prime Minister. That there where you see my shake up in her hand, the sorrel where them send for Juliet. See MP next to him, I hold the bag of tomato where the older man give him. That you see in the Prime Minister hand there, a ginger for the Prime Minister. Tea. Poor people may want hungry kill you now. Because you no feel to say, just like a member where this say the older man yeah, she carry one bag of nice green cabbage for the Prime Minister. You know how much you could sell and make out of them they were them grocery there. Them what you call them in the vegetable world, in the shopping world, what you call them. But all them goodies there. Want to take out a ground. Can't come get Prime Minister. Christmas a come. It would have help you to earn a little more because you go start with a high food price at the moment. And you can take farm produce. You can take on a farm produce and make sure Andrew gone back at town. And Andrew, when you talk about Juliet, when you talk about Miss Wholeness in public, you must say Miss Wholeness or my wife. You can't just say Juliet. Good God, dress up the thing. Miss Wholeness or my wife. Andrew Wholeness versus Mark Barnett. One law for one and one law for the other. We're going to take Cliff Hughes and Andrew Wholeness back down memory lane. But I'm hoping because the PNP KSMC run, we're supposed to have a meeting with regards to the Integrity Commission report. And they should be reporting back to the people, I do believe. Abinasa Cody, how are you? But Cliff had things to say when the issue was Mark Barnett. What I want to carefully remind people of, though, is that the Prime Minister and him friend and everybody I hold up him hand and say, the Prime Minister and this, the Prime Minister don't have anything to do with this. The public image of you, Prime Minister, the leader of the country, separate your business dealings from your son, Prime Minister. Your son who have never worked. Separate that business dealings of yours from your son, Prime Minister. Help us to separate the two. Because he said, we don't know where your son get the hope of wealth and shares and them thing there from in a Prime Minister. So help us to separate you and your son, because everybody have all up and say, this not have nothing to do with Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness not have shares. Andrew Holness not director. Where Andrew Holness' son get money from? Where does Andrew Holness' son get the money from to buy the shares? Because the thing we are fool, you see. We bound back a cow. Moo! Mama gone down a pipe and catch water. And we just slip out and come a wall. So separate the prime minister. Just leave his sister out of it for now. Leave his friend out of it. Separate the prime minister from his son's business dealing. Sonia Johnson. Explain to us where the prime minister's son got his wealth, his shares, his directorship, and moo bra and all of that from. So, you know, have nothing to do with Andrew, but make we deal with Andrew Holness like a thieving scammer boy. If not thieving pooper, we're going to deal with thieving Pickney this morning. So thieving Pickney, thieving Adam Holness, scammer Adam Holness need to come out here and explain his wealth and his breaches to us. Send out your lawyer, send out somebody. But thieving, scamming, criminal Adam Holness must come out here and respond, because it now have nothing to do with thieving daddy. If it has nothing to do with thieving daddy, if daddy isn't pushing off his criminality on his son, Adam need to come out here. Thieving Adam, scammer Adam Holness, the son of the prime minister. Criminal Adam Holness, the son of the prime minister. Come out and come clear your name. The papa come clear for him name. Come and clear your name, Adam Holness. George Eagle, morning. Because it don't have nothing to do with Andrew, you know. I target the Integrity Commission. I target Andrew. Justice Pantan, Kevin Stevenson, and Pamela. Have it in for Andrew. Them bad mind, Dennis Hilton. Them bad mind. Them don't like to see the prime minister or nothing. Remember, Juliet said it the other day, a bad man, Peter Phillips and her son did bad man over them house. Remember when she did sit down in the white blouse, I talked to the people them up in the hill where the woman, the poor woman, promised her to give her the piece of land up in the rich cool hills? Yes, that Juliet. Perspective Power, how are you? The Perspective Power said the same thing with Sheila and Tusk and Fear Father. Same thing with Sheila and Tusk and Fear Father. But separate the thieving son, Adam Holness, the scammer son of the prime minister. Separate his criminality from the prime minister. Because Adam needs to come out here and explain his stolen wealth. Adam Holness, the scammer, the criminal, the crook, needs to come out here and explain his wealth to us, as well as his breaches. A criminal regime. A scammer. Scamming Adam Holness. Adam Holness, the scammer, the criminal, the thief, needs to explain to Jamaica where he, who has never worked, got his wealth from. He who has never worked is director of a company and shareholder in a company that was once owned by his father. A family of thieves, a corrupt, crooked, criminal family. And one come tell us that this has nothing to do with Andrew Holness. How this nothing do anything with Andrew Holness? How this has nothing to do with the thieving, scamming, criminal prime minister? If the prime minister is not using his son in his crime, then Adam needs to come talk. But Adam can't sit down so silence. Adam can't sit down so silence and commit crime against we and expect we to just stay silent. So if we can't call out the criminal father, we have to call out the criminal son. Because crime has been committed, you know. A crime has been committed. The papa back out and hold up his hand and said, this has nothing to do with me. Then if not the thief in papa, the thief in son, Adam Holness, ought to come out here and speak where you get your wealth from. Who is thieving Adam Holness holding wealth for? Where Adam get money from for multi-million-dollar construction? If not the thieving criminal Andrew Holness, using his son to commit his crimes, Lily Foster, then Andrew Holness need to explain to us. Adam Holness need to explain to us where he got those wealth. Because remember, you know, Adam, your papa can't give an account for him. And at least your thief in papa can say, for 1997, the state of Jamaica is paying me. Even though your thief in papa have more assets than what the state of Jamaica paid him. Thus, the Prime Minister is in an open disgrace with the integrity body. Where does Adam money come from? How come thieving Adam Holness a construct multi-million-dollar building in our country, breaching the law? I would do them like a thieving picnic. How them pick this up right, Andrew Holness? That's them can go breach the law. If Adam never know him have a prime minister and a cousin to protect him down a KSMC and a mama to protect him, you think Adam would have gone on and broke the law, prime minister? Do you think your criminal son, prime minister, the thief, who haven't even, them don't even understand how to deal with society because them not meddle with nobody, them privately educated at home. It is said that they're national dons. But the national dons is constructed multi-million-dollar apartment in our country. Where does the multi-million-dollar, where does the dons, Adam Holness, get the multi-million-dollar from to construct such development? And it has nothing to do with his father, the prime minister, head of the executive. Nothing to do with his mother, head of the legislature. But we're not going to drag Gillette over this because I know Gillette mix them up. So we're not going to drag Miss Holness over this because this is not Miss Holness doings here. This is all the thief in Pupa behavior. Bros, Sophia Hall, how are you? Andel, how are you? Colleen, morning, morning. Where does Adam wealth comes from? The country needs to know that. Because you can't have people with, then Adam needs to tell us about his life inheritance, his life inheritance. Inheritance him get from him father. Thanks for the follow, Colleen. Inheritance when getting a lifetime. So Andrew put him up on the pedestal. Who gave Adam the money that he used to buy shares in his father's company? How much was the return on Adam's share, Prime Minister? I don't understand the money part, and go hope Colin Bell and Ralph and Hyman and them can ask the relevant question when it comes to the Prime Minister Adam financial dealing. Can you know me drop out of basic school? So naturally, me now go understand where I'm going. Let's get back to Cliff Hughes. Because Cliff Hughes had things to say when it was Mark Barnett. I wonder what they're saying now that it's the son of the Prime Minister.
MC and building approvals. Yeah? The Barnett case. And before that, several other court rulings that lay bare that the system is broken, is in need of serious and urgent fixes. But the will is not there.
Morning, Tony.
The political
morning,
will is not
morning.
there to fix it. Because a lot of people benefit. Benefit from the chaos and the corruption, the under the table thing. Yes. And I see where the Delroy Williams-led Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation issued a statement saying that they're going to be investigating and doing their own review of what the Integrity Commission and
Bear in mind that Delroy Williams, it is said to be the cousin of the Prime Minister, was the same one that issues the permit to the Prime Minister's son for the 2 Wycliffe Close development. Bearing that in mind,
the DPP have found in relation to the Barnett matter. Now you tell me, the KSAMC is the problem, is part of the problem with NEPA. How are they going to investigate themselves? Nothing is going to come of it. And it wouldn't be the first time that they say that they are doing reviews and investigations and nothing will come of it. Yeah? The KSAC, as it was then, now KSAMC, they have long passed their sell-by dates. They're, as I said, they are political troughs. Yeah? You look at the state of town centers and you see that the local authorities are not working. They're not working. And they command every year millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. And it is the politically well-connected and their associates who benefit. Communities don't.
the politically well-connected Adam Holness, the Prime Minister's sister, Norman Brown, those are the people who benefited. But I wonder what is Cliff Hughes' argument on this situation if he holds the same view as he held then when it was the Mark Barnett issue.
Yeah. Residents of the towns, they are supposed to exercise authority, are not really important. So we're putting up townhouses and villages and whatever and communities, and the rules are observed. In the breach, there's no substantive enforcement of the rules. And it goes on and on and on. and you hear any outcry, you see any real definitive action from the Minister of Local Government and the Ministry of Local Government or the Office of the Prime Minister to deal with this matter that has been laid bare by the Integrity Commission and now the ODPP, the DPP's office? Nothing.
Good morning to my viewers. It's my birth month. At least you can support me this month. At 66 sound, hit the like button. 152 of you on Producer Way, 9 of you on GTV, 16 of you on Global Studios. Can you hit the like button for us, please? It's a way to support the program so we can get more viewers. We can be out there more in the algorithm. It's a way to support the program if you think the program is beneficial, if it's interested, if you want it to grow. Please, YouTube, support the platform.
Yes, the KSAC tells us, oh, they're going to be investigating. Investigate my foot? Huh? They're going to be investigating. They can't investigate themselves. That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself. And we have had too many examples. Huh? Some time ago, it sent some of its technical officers on leave or suspended them. Yeah? And what has happened to those? You remember the incident that went before the court? The Roseberry Drive issue? Nothing. Now the Charlie Mount Barnett issue? Nothing. And it continues. We're not serious. We're not serious about local government. At all. Not serious.
I wonder what is Cliff Hughes' view on the current issue that concerns the KSAMC breaches of the Building Act by the Prime Minister's son, sister, and friend, even though the Prime Minister claims this has nothing to do with me, Andrew Holness. But the country would still want to know, where does the Prime Minister's son get his asset from? Where does the Prime Minister's son get the money from to buy shares and all sort what we see the Prime Minister's son involved in? Because they want to tell us that we are fools. Hold on. Yes. Let us, Jackie Graham, good morning. Before we proceed and ask them a few more questions, let us remind you of how long Andrew Holness been under the probe.
Director of Robert Garvin. Robert Garvin.
And Robert Garvin is not a director in any way, shape, or form of ADMAT.
No, man, he's not.
But why would Robert Garvin's name then appear on an application to the land development?
Because he's acting as agent, he's doing the process. That's not unusual.
Planning agency to build townhouses in 2010, but that application was turned down. Representing ADMAT in this application was one Robert Garvin.
And Robert Garvin is not a director in any way, shape, or form of ADMAT.
No, man, he's not.
But why would Robert Garvin's name then appear on an application to the land development?
Because he's acting as agent, he's doing the process. That's not unusual.
According to Company's office records, Robert Garvin is or was a director of other entities affiliated with Andrew or Juliet Holness: Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited, Sunshine Mobile, West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited, Omega Bridge Finance, and the now removed Delito Taxi Service.
Who is Robert Garvin?
Garvin?
Robert Garvin?
Never met the name, never heard the name. But I do remember Positive. But I did set up Positive Jamaica, I remember that.
Right, but he's
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Positive Jamaica is in part a director by Garvin.
I know he was a director of
And by the way, one
to
more
set up.
thing. What about the fact that Garvin used this address, 28 Herb McKinley?
Because this is my address, it's precisely what I'm saying. You're at 28 Herb McKinley.
I know, so why Robert Garvin used it and you...
Because we set up the company here. Garvin, I'm not saying that. I don't remember the name.
Separately, Robert Garvin is also listed as the director of Westkin Construction, along with one Donovan Simpson. Garvin used the address 25 Dominica Drive while setting up Westcon, the same address he and Honus used when registering West Central St. Andrew Trust Limited. Government records show Westkin Construction as receiving 14 government contracts, totaling 28.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around 386,000 US dollars. This was between 2006 and 2009, even as Honus or his wife shared directorships with Garvin on 4 entities. 12 of the 14 contracts were under the JLP government, with which Honus has a career-long affiliation. 9 of the 14 list 0 or only 1 tender. 10 of the 14 were granted by the Minister of Education when Andrew Honus was minister, and by the National Works Agency and Social Development Commission for work in Honus's constituency. Honus even instructed the Social Development Commission to pay Westkin Construction just under 1.5 million Jamaican dollars, or around US $21,000 back then. He signed the document himself. There was only one bidder for cleaning, bushing, and trimming of the roadways in Honus's constituency of West Central St. Andrew, and no procurement committee approval. Payment was requested by Honus December 20th, 2007, and paid promptly on the same day. When contacted in a general sense, the current Social Development Commission head, Dwayne Vernon, said, while not the norm, it is possible to have a request and payment on the same day, especially when there's a contract in place with stated payment dates. Vernon, who didn't address this contract specifically, also said, the SDC does not procure for constituencies. This is the prerogative of the MP and his or her project officer. Civil society activist Carol Narcisse says awarding of government contracts in Jamaica has been a long-standing cause for concern.
When each side is in government, there are uncomfortable levels of awarding of contracts to persons who are either political supporters, campaign financiers, or other connected parties.
We asked Honus whether he declared his relationship with Garvin while contracts were being awarded to Westkin Construction, but he didn't get back to us. We called Garvin, but he said he couldn't talk at the time, and he didn't answer our text message. When contacted, Garvin's partner in Westkin Construction, Donovan Simpson, he tried to distance himself from the inner workings of the company.
I don't know where are these projects. I don't know how much were collected.
So you didn't benefit from these contracts, that's what you're saying?
No.
Even though his name is not on the filing, is Andrew Honus a part of this company?
No, not to my knowledge. No, man, he's not a part of it.
Do you know if Garvin is a friend of Andrew Honus?
Yes, yeah, man, they are friends. They are very close. They were from the two our friends. Before Andrew went in politics, you know. I met him at Seattle's office because Robert and Seattle were very close also.
Okay.
So the first time I saw Andrew is when Robert invited me to the Seattle's office in New Kingston.
We searched, but could find no record of Honus declaring his relationship with Robert Garvin or Donovan Simpson. And the office of the contractor...
Hold on. When I support the program, when they hit the like button, come on, man, and support the program. Or otherwise, you can donate to the link in the description box. It's my birthday pool. But support the thing, support the program. Christopher John Walden, Grace Linton, good morning, and welcome. A long time, Andrew Thief, you know, Cousin Marina, and today, Andrew Thief. Andrew Thief go way, way, way back. If the Integrity Commission did go back to the track record started here of Andrew Thief, Andrew would have in a bigger trouble than Andrew is in now, because Andrew crime not start in a 2016.
General would only say that we should request an investigation, which we did. When asked in a general sense and not about HOLNESS specifically, Caroline Hayes says these kinds of relationships should be declared.
In the procurement rules and guidelines that I've read, there's been a concern about whether there is a connection either directly, meaning you have an interest in a company that's bidding for public assets and public benefit, or indirectly, meaning it's in the name of a wife, in the name of a girlfriend, in the name of a child, in the name of an associate. This is a duty of...
In the name of a wife, an associate, a child. Stick with the child, Prime Minister. Are you saying those wealth held by your son, Adam Stewart, is Adam wealth, or is it that your son is holding wealth for you, Prime Minister, to evade scrutiny of your financial dealings? Just asking. Sharon Peart, how are you?
Our staff and any other public officers and officials directly or indirectly involved in the procurement process, especially in the preparation of bidding documents, evaluation, contract negotiations, contract management, and payments, to declare any potential conflicts of interest.
Whether HOLNESS declared his relationship with Garvin remains unclear. However, Bailey, his attorney, is adamant that all assets associated with Andrew HOLNESS were declared.
In every case, everything that he has owned from the time that even the time he set up ADMAT, going back to 2000.
I often don't support the death penalty, but I would support the death penalty for Patrick Bailey. Yes, that murderer who stabbed Jermaine Jr. 22 times and shot him as well. I would support the death penalty for Patrick Bailey and Alando Terrelong.
Everything has been declared.
We checked with the Integrity Commission, but no one ever got back to us. Information submitted is usually confidential.
The law that governs it explicitly states that these declarations cannot be made public. And if they are made public, whoever makes them public is subject to a fine of over $1 million, right? These declarations of assets...
Which telephone number you're trying to get, Aries?
...need to be brought under the ambit of the Access to Information Act so that we can request to see and be given or given a good reason why we can't be given.
In Jamaica, breaches of the rules governing the awarding of government contracts carry a possible fine of $1,000 or around $8 and/or 3 months in prison. See what happens when we try to get answers from Andrew HOLNESS on the campaign trail.
Can you give me a sense of who Robert Garvin is?
That's next on 18 Degrees North. Jamaica's newest Prime Minister, Andrew HOLNESS, may have wrested control from the People's National Party, in part because of his 10-point tax plan. During the election campaign, though, there were skeptics. Critics charged, how was he going to plug the millions in lost revenues in US dollar terms when his plan would essentially eliminate income tax on those earning the equivalent of around $12,000 or less? HOLNESS's plan was to spur spending and generate more revenue from consumption tax while raising taxes on high-end earners. We caught up with HOLNESS on the campaign trail. We asked him what else he had up his sleeve and why at the time was he listed as being behind on his property taxes. Where is the economy going? Have you done any analysis of your tax plan and what economic growth is going to look like in your first year?
I wouldn't want to give you a specific figure.
But your analysis must have produced something that is tangible for the people to understand.
Yeah, but I didn't say I would give you that figure.
But it has produced a figure?
Of course.
Okay.
Otherwise, why would we do the analysis?
Give me a general sense of where we have on the low end, the top end.
I would say to you that if you're going to talk about economic growth, you should be above 3%.
Okay. That's a fair statement to make.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the other taxes that you, tax incentives and lower rates. And
so
I think there was mention of some transfer taxes as well.
In general, you want to, our tax plan
That's the number to call the program areas.
Is to reduce transaction taxes. A part of economic growth is to get the velocity of transactions increasing, and particularly in construction and real estate, because those are major employment areas. So we will bring to the levels which we had them before our transfer tax and stamp duties and estate tax.
Look in the Prime Minister's face to see the guilt and criminality from then. And
you seem to don't like taxes too much because
absolutely. I'm a small government, free enterprise person. I believe that markets work best and taxes are distortionary.
Okay. Is that why you didn't pay the property taxes on the home?
No, my property taxes are paid.
On the TJ's website, when we did the valuation numbers for your properties, the outstanding taxes are there.
No, my taxes are paid.
When we looked, there was your Great House Boulevard property. There was your property that's owned by ADMAT, which you say you're the sole director of. And then there's another property that we actually found under ADMAT as well, up at Wycliffe Close. All three were outstanding. And then we saw that at Wycliffe Close, taxes seem to have been outstanding since 2009. What about the other property, though, at Wycliffe Close?
That I would have to check on. I mean, that's been there for a little while, so I'll have to check on. But I don't want to distract from the message.
No, but you are the person that's saying that you don't necessarily love taxes, yeah?
Yeah.
And so you are the lead. You are a leader of this country, potentially the premier leader of this country come next week. And so I'm asking you the question, as the leader of a country, do you believe that your taxes should have been more up to date than the record reflects?
What I'm saying to you, from my best recollection, I've paid my taxes. Now, if it is that they are outstanding, it's not an issue to pay them.
Okay.
I'm not hiding from taxes.
But ADMAT is designed for you to avoid potential estate taxes and transfer taxes.
No, it's designed for estate.
Andrew Holness has long been a dancer around us. The cha-cha, the shuffle, the take away yourself, and all the dance where Andrew can dance around us. It is nothing new. The Prime Minister never just wake up out in bed and turn criminal. The Prime Minister was groomed by Eddie Seaga. The Prime Minister was groomed by Eddie Seaga to become the criminal that he is. Of course, him learn a bit of the thieving from Portia and PJ can come find them a thief. PJ thieves so till PJ fix himself with a pension of a Prime Minister's salary before he goes. Andrew and for him, them lot come and give the whole bunch 300% pay rise. And people are dying in hospital because doctors are overworked and underpaid. And Adam and Matthew can build big development in our country, breaching the law. And Prime Minister said, this has nothing to do with me. Go and go talk to Adam. Go and go talk to me criminal picnic them, said the Prime Minister. Because me grow them to come up in a crime just like me. They may not have the opportunity to walk barefoot on Cumberland Road and get lessons from Spanish Town goat, how to thief and fight with over with bag. You see, Prime Minister, you can leave the ghetto and make your way to the boardroom. The ghetto Prime Minister is your armpit. That's what, Prime Minister. Yes, that's how the ghetto stay. It's like your body odor. It follows you wherever you go, Prime Minister. Not that it only does that. It often leaves a stench behind it, does it not? The stench is Adam Matthew. It is Adam Holness. Is Matthew Holness. Yes, those criminal Prime Minister. which you grew, those thieves that you mold and make them to be a criminal just like you. But how, Prime Minister, how different is you and your son's situation from the Mark Barnett situation? If Mark Barnett had to step aside, then shouldn't you step aside on behalf of your son, then, Prime Minister? Because are you give him the shares, then? Are you give him the wealth, them? Are you teach him how to thief? Are you, Prime Minister, teach your son how to commit crimes against the environment, against the state, against the people, Prime Minister? Will you be willing to step aside for your criminal son? Because Mark Barnett had to step aside even though we still appear the thief, you know. He had to step aside. But the Prime Minister said, the Integrity Commission just bad mind. Them just bad mind, so. Them don't want to see me trial. And that's why you see, every minute them a walk and a mix me up and tell lie upon me. Prime Minister, if you never got under full rules, full certainly couldn't shit upon you. Full only shit upon people were under full rules, Prime Minister. So it's quite clear that Andrew Holness is under the full rules because Andrew Holness emerged with full shit. From 1997, you commit crime against the people, Andrew.
Call him Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, 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 Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, call him as, hey, Mr. Holness, you need holiness. And right now, Jamaica in a mess. From Mavia to St. Elizabeth, the people them a ball out, but simply press. You gotta know how to address your Prime Minister.
Miss Mango, welcome.
Call him Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, 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 Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, call him as, hey, Mr. Holness, you need holiness. And right now, Jamaica in a mess. From Mavia to St. Elizabeth, the people them a ball out, but simply press. Address your Prime Minister. You got to.
Who did Adam learn his scamming and criminality from, Prime Minister? I wonder what the KSMC or any of them will be doing about Andrew Holness' sister, son, and friend. You remember we went through the other morning of all the bits and pieces. I've taken another bit out. Hold on. Right, this is the other bit that I've asked my AI to take out. What are the penalties for breaches of the Building Act? The penalties for breaching the Building Act, as outlined in Section 17, subsection 2 of the Building Act, includes conviction penalty. A person who contravenes the Act by carrying out building work without a building permit or not in accordance, the second sentence would apply here, or not in accordance with the building permit. This is the line that applies. Not in accordance with the building permit. The Act and the National Building Code or any other regulation made under the Act commit an offense and should be liable, hold on, let me move this, and should be liable hold on, the last one I read. On conviction to a penalty specified in the first schedule of the Act. The first schedule would have outlined the different penalties if one is convicted for violating building regulation. Additional orders. In additional to any penalty imposed, the court may issue order for the remedy of the breach, including taking down or altering a building or part of a building to conform with the required building permit, the Act, the National Building Code, and any regulation made under the Act. This is where the KSMC would come in here, because they can take a case to court, from my understanding, against the Prime Minister for the violation of, or the, if not the Prime Minister, the company directors. What or which lawyer is advising the PM? Here is in here, Mr. Woody, I want to count the Prime Minister lawyer and I'm foreign. But then again, the lawyer advised the client instruct the lawyer. You can take your lawyer advice, you can ignore your lawyer's advice. If your lawyer is going forward with your case, though, what they cannot ignore is the instruction you have given to them. It would be easier for them to step off the case and say, I cannot advance this forward. But they cannot tell you when you pay them and instruct them that I'm not going to fight your case this way, I'm going to fight it that way. So that's the calamity between Andrew and him lawyer them. It's either they are very dunce and only is about the money, or Andrew Holness is a desperate bully who is holding a gun at them to say, this is how I want you to fight my case. But anyway, it made the all of them look dunce and fool, especially lawyer them who should know the law. But let's see how the corporation will deal with this, because we're yet to hear from the corporation what they will be doing about the Mark Barnett situation. Feda never do not know when Feda was there. Now that the People's National Party is there, they need to tell us how the Mark Barnett case will be resolved at the KSAMC. Judith Bradford Bonin. At the KSAMC. And also, we're expecting them to speak to the nation on the issue regarding the Prime Minister, friend, son, and sister. Otherwise, it don't make no sense you have these entities what they do X, Y, Z, but they are so afraid of the Prime Minister to the point where nobody wants to do anything. Everybody just wants to turn a blind eye. Let me ask the JLP this. Your undying support for the Prime Minister, and I'm speaking from the cabinet, the party executive, and to the broader supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party. Your undying support for Andrew Holness, is it a genuine thing? Because one has to ask the question, and the reason why one has to ask the question is that it matters to the life of the Jamaica Labour Party. The credibility of the leader matters to the life of the Jamaica Labour Party. Do you genuinely support Andrew Holness' corruption, his lack of integrity, the dark days leadership of our country? the failed promises from the Prime Minister. This Prime Minister who has taken your party electability way below and have raised a divided People's National Party to become more popular than what we are told is Jamaica's best Prime Minister since independence. Jamaica's economy has never been in a better position since independence under this Prime Minister. The employment rate has never been this low under this Prime Minister. Lawrence Wood, why do you think all of those are not cutting through to the nation? If those are true, why do you think the nation is not feeling them? Are they being felt by the disgruntled faction of the Jamaica Labour Party? Remember, it was Rosalie Hamilton said the Prime Minister have to walk round and a knock on door and a ring bell like rolling calf at night time. Is the Jamaica Labour Party support for Andrew Holness a genuine support? Sharon Powell. And do they expect the people of Jamaica to vote them back a third term with Andrew Holness as leader, who is in an integrity crisis for years? Do you think Andrew Holness' credibility and track record can secure a third term for the Jamaica Labour Party? Those questions must be answered by the cabinet and the central executive. Because I tell you now, DJ Thumper, how are you? I tell you now, the longer you take to call a general election, is the more disastrous it's going to be for the Jamaica Labour Party at the next general election. This Prime Minister credibility is diving by the day. The electability of the Jamaica Labour Party is going down with the Prime Minister's credibility. And you all stand comfortably on board. There's many life rafts that you all can jump off with. And none of you, everybody say, yes, Captain, yes, dear leader. We shall go to the bottom with you. Okay, if that's what you think, Jamaica Labour Party, be my guest. But say you heard it right here on global television. Under Andrew Michael Holness, there isn't a third term for the Jamaica Labour Party. The Prime Minister is a sitting duck, can be picked off by anything. The Prime Minister have more scandals to still emerge. The Prime Minister have criminals around him that will soon be exposed. Do you think? Remember, another thief is in court today. The former Speaker of the House, the returned MP with the blood on her shoulder, Marcia Dalwymple Filbert, is back in court today, the 13th of December, Friday as well. I wonder what luck will that bring for the criminal. And before me go Andrew Holness, me still a go remind you, stop use hosts to buy votes.
It gives me great pleasure, as it always does, to hand over to a deserving beneficiary, a new home, a brand new, well-built home. Mr. Hibbert, victim of arson, your home was destroyed by fire that dislocated you. You had to be living with family members. You had no place to call home for some time. And so you were well qualified to benefit under this program?
One night, my son get up and tell me, say, fire, me just have to run out and couldn't catch nothing at all. I said, my pants with my money in my pocket, couldn't get it. You know, so fortunately, I have to stay with some of my family. You know, so I'm very thankful to you, sir, and partnership.
Mr. Hibbert, it gives me great pleasure to officially hand this house over to you.
I wonder how much the Prime Minister have time to do when him can run around the country just a walk and bill and give out house. So, given that the Prime Minister have a whole influx, can't hear it, you know, not hearing talking last night, saying have a whole influx, Stephen Marisia, him have a whole influx, and nothing enough, so you know. House a go all a jump out a bush, pan ono, frighten all with poor people. We live in the dirty lane and the dirty mud chop them. Where we in rat have to fight for access. We in rat have big war over access, Prime Minister. And house just a go jump out after we so all when we don't have water for drink now bathe. We don't have road for walk on, but you are going mad with the house. We don't have bridge for cross, but you are going mad with the house. Changon man them out for kill we off, but you are going mad with house, Prime Minister. This is a wicked man, yeah. This is a God-forsaken leader. Andrew Holness said, I didn't manage it in 8 years. I, Andrew Holness, will certainly deliver in 2 to 3 years. I will make sure there's an influx of affordable housing in Jamaica. Can we ban back a cow, Prime Minister? Prime Minister, we ban back a cow. We don't have no sense whatsoever. So you see like, oh, you push out Adam. Like how you push out Adam and say, because by you drying yourself, morning grace, by you drying yourself out of everything, you know, you push Adam out, a crowd you to it. So like how you push your son out a road, we want an answer from your son or your son attorney. Because it not has nothing to do with you. Your son is a director and a shareholder though. So is your sister. So is your friend. We heard from Norman Brown Lion lawyers. We need to hear from your son and sister lawyer, Bernal Henry. We need to hear from all of them. Because a crime has been committed by them against us. So we need to hear from them, Prime Minister. We can't just walk and duck and dive around the nation while they're not committing crime against us as well. So like how Mark Barnett had to walk away and step aside, we need to know what measures is going to apply to your son, your sister, and your friend. Because you wedge in a leadership, you know, until you're being yanked out by either central executive, private sector, or the cabinet. You kneel down, you bolt down in a government. It's a disgraceful thing though, Prime Minister. For a country to not be able to trust what you say or do, it's an awful thing. It's a disgrace. an entire family of criminals. Should I attack Joseph Patterson this morning? Should I attack Joseph Patterson this morning? Come on and vote fast. Vote 1 yes, 2 no. Should I attack Joseph Patterson this morning? 1 yes, 2 no. Now hurry up. Should I attack Joseph Patterson this morning? 1 or 2? These are jerk said 2. 1 or 2, Gloria Morris morning. Should I attack Joseph Patterson this morning? Kevin Davis said yes. Murdo this morning, Violet said yes. Kathy said yes. Good morning, Mr. Patterson. President of the UIC, as far as I know, Stronger Together. 3rd registered political party in our government. Seem to me, though, Mr. Patterson, run by a political vlogger. Your policies that you use to draw us to the UIC, Mr. Patterson, outstanding, believable, workable, Mr. Patterson, if implemented. Your stance on corruption, Mr. Patterson, is something to listen to. But is that the practice, though, Joseph Patterson? Is that the practice? A lot of us, Joseph Patterson, during the COVID era, come on, we crowd up around you because we heard all what we want to hear, and we say, yes! See one party here, we say all along, this can work with. The momentum was going, was it not? Where you have fallen down, though, Mr. Patterson, is when it comes to one leadership issue, same issue we're having with Andrew Holness, issue of narcissism and authoritarianism, Mr. Patterson, which we heard many of the people in your party came out and alleged of you. The issue of donation and the use of it, Joseph Patterson, is another problem. My other problem, Joseph Patterson, is your whole idea of how to emerge in this whole political circus. You take a stand, honorable, but it doesn't mean that you have to be that, that head boy at school who came from a rich family. I don't want to engage or play marbles with you, but I am the head boy for the school, Mr. Patterson. You cannot run a political party from an armchair vlogging just like me. I'm a broadcaster, Mr. Patterson, or you're a broadcaster or a politician. In our politics, Mr. Patterson, going out there, speaking to the people, seeing what the people are facing, mobilizing the people, Mr. Patterson. The highways and hedges of politics, Mr. Patterson, is how it actually works in our spheres. The donation that you're collecting, Mr. Patterson, many of your inner circle have alleged that they're not getting any of those funds for their campaign and all that jazz, Mr. Patterson. Payment to you and your wife, Mr. Patterson, when everybody else in the party have to be working voluntary, Mr. Patterson. All those are issues. You, Mr. Patterson, narcissistically hugging up the party as if it's yours. It belongs to me. Even though, Mr. Patterson, it started as a limited company, but it has become now a public organization for all of us. You're not going to make the break-in, Joseph Patterson, by just sitting in your armchair telling us lovely things. We're used to hearing lovely things. Andrew Holness walked around in 2015, Mr. Patterson, and told us a lot of lovely things. Look at where we are today. You cannot continue to be raising money, collecting donations, but is unable to tell your donors and supporters and the public, Mr. Patterson, what you're doing with those donations. Show the people how their donations are being spent, Mr. Patterson. So if you're not prepared to engage in the Jamaica political spheres, we're not saying, because you say you're not going to involve in the political circus. We're not telling you to involve in the circus. We're telling you to involve in the political spheres, the political life of the people. You cannot and will not do it successfully from an armchair. Vlogging is even getting harder, Mr. Patterson. Vlogging is getting harder. So I don't know how you're going to expect to break into the political circus from an armchair, where it's hard to even break in a vlogging from an armchair, Mr. Patterson. Look at your audience and social media, Mr. Patterson. People are not really, they haven't really get you yet. The people of Jamaica needs to see you out there. You're not going to be successful from a chair. Many of us works in office, in buildings, in chair, Mr. Patterson. Doesn't mean that we necessarily become the prime minister of a country, Mr. Patterson. So sit down there and stifling the party. Hug up in the party, whether it be for your narcissistic or financial gain, Mr. Patterson, is not what is going to break into this political cycle to give us, the people, a well-needed third option. The country requires that, you know. And that was one of the reasons why we gravitated to the UIC. Because we see a viable and a workable third option. Leadership, though, Mr. Patterson. Same problem with Andrew Holness. Leadership. Leadership, Mr. Patterson, is selfless. It's not about our narcissistic feelings. It's not about our wanting to be at the top feelings. Selflessness. Selflessness, Mr. Patterson, is about the people, not about you and what you want. The UIC can get support and will get support, but under good leadership, Mr. Patterson, engaging with the people. I hope I make myself clear. Thank you all for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. We are waiting to see if the court will push back Marisia again, or Marisia and all of us today will find out Marisia Dalrymple's fate. And if Marisia Dalrymple will have to resign a second time, or will it be left for South Chilani at the next general election to say, we cannot continue with the criminals that you all are. Thank you this morning, Vivian Hamilton. How are you? Thank you for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. It's always lovely to have your support, even though me not have to go to war over the little likes all the while. It's ever lovely to have all of your support. Denniston Brian, thank you for joining. Thank you. But thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. Kenny Gale, Delorcia Ward. Join us back this evening. The BOJ governor needs to resign. Catching Hyperness Swagger. All the people need to resign in a Jamaica beat and teeth. Let me check my WhatsApp here. One whole bag full of them. Hold on, I need to listen to voice notes.
Call him Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness. Holness. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness. Call him as, hey, Mr. Holness, you need holiness. And right now, Jamaica in a mess. From Mavia to St. Elizabeth, the people them are all over simply press. You gotta know how to address your Prime Minister. You got your phone? Call him Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness. Holness. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness, Mr. Holness. Call him as, hey, Mr. Holness, you need holiness. And right now, Jamaica in a mess. From Mavia to St. Elizabeth, the people them are all over simply press.
Hold on, I get an article to read. Let me see if I bring it on screen for you. That's it. Hold on, let me bring it on screen for you. Where's the wicked? Hang on. Let me go back over the page. Why is this thing playing me about? Let me open it from the WhatsApp again, where it goes direct to the Bank of Jamaica article. All right, hopefully it stays. I hope you're seeing the right thing on screen. Yes. Right. Bank of Jamaica buys the former French embassy for $1.3 billion. So, go along in. Bank of Jamaica has purchased the former French embassy on 13 Hillcrest Avenue in St. Andrew for US $7.965 million, $1.2 billion from Signal Real Estate Limited, which continues to optimize its real estate portfolio. The transaction was registered on the 18th of September, according to the National Land Agency record, while SRF Audit Financial noted that the sale was completed on the 3rd of October. I don't know, some number confused me, you know. Which month come before? September come before October. The transaction registered on the 18th of September. But the sale was completed, and I don't know. Remember, me I done. Charlemagne Holdings Limited, which owns subsidiary had purchased the property in November 2021 from the state of France for 6.5 million US, 1.1 billion Jamaican dollars, and subsequently leased it to the Attorney General's chamber. Okay. Which remain its current tenant. Attorney General. It's known that the Jamaican Central Bank will do with the 2.3 acre property that was mixed commercial and residence. It's unknown what the Jamaica Central Bank will do with the 2.3 acre property that has mixed commercial and residential use. This SRF second notable sales for this year following the sale of 1.2 acre of land at 56 to 58 Lady Musgrave Road, also in St. Andrew, to Ripton International Capital Holding Limited for US 4.5 million, 697.99 million Jamaican dollars. SRF has also listed the 0.5 acre property at Seaview Avenue at St. Andrew for sale, with the current carrying value being 291 million. These sales occur at the time when SRF moved to wind down its first investment life cycle that has seen it complete two major development projects, namely Spanish Penwood and one Belmont Spanish Town, 2.58 acre property at 443 to 445 Spanish Town Road. That was sold for 6.5 million during the 2024 financial year, which resulted in a loss on disposal of 77.28 million. However, SRF subsequently entered into a lease participation agreement, which gives it the right to benefit from 1/3 of the lease income generated from the property. SRF spent 385.7 million to acquire its financial interest through what the acronym may represent again, Lease Participation Arrangement, LPA. With respect to one in New Kingston, St. Andrew, SRF has subsequently completed the 9-story corporate office building at 1 to 3 Belmont Road, Kingston 5, and is currently completing aesthetics such as landscaping work. 5 floors of this property have been effectively leased, with the first tenant to occupy the space next month. However, As it relates to the monetization of this asset, it is yet to be publicly announced to shareholders. At last Friday's earnings call, Jason Morris, co-founder and chief investment officer at the Cygnus Capital Limited, noted that SRF would retain an economic interest in the property while monetizing and underlying values attached to it. SRF has 70% stake in Audrey Holding Limited, which is a joint venture capital that owns One Belmont. Lord God, I don't know, so they hope a number and something you confuse me. I don't understand. Them are something are Colin Bell and Rodstenheim and Gallagher. These investments were completed on the SRF first investment cycle, which can be described as first project period for company to unlock values in real estate through different avenues. The company's second investment cycle will focus on a 14.4 acre property at Miami Bay, St. Anne's, and 55 acre property at Lakespen, St. Catherine. These assets will focus on the theme of hospitality and industrial segments. We have received additional studies that we had due to, so we continue to make very good progress towards a decision phase with this particular property. Once we get to that milestone, of course, we will be able to update you on how we will be unlocking the value of this magnificent beachfront property. Oh, Jesus, said David Cummins, head of the real estate and project finance at Cygnus Capital. SRF got preliminary approval from the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, to develop hotel with 250 rooms and 9 bungalows with 21 villas. The property is valued at $5.79 billion. The Lakespen property sits in the industrial belt of St. Catherine, which, with the earnings call noting that construction is being targeted for mid-2025. However, Cummins mentioned that the process of approval between NEPA and the St. Catherine Parish Council can take between 4 to 7 months, which is separate from the design phase of that will be the industrial real estate asset, which is envisioned. SRF has also set to explore opportunities of 0.9 acre property on Mount Rose Drive, where it has a 51% interest in joint venture capital. Mondas, Reese Holding, or whatever it name. SRF interest income is in real estate investment notes went down 29% to 108.07 million during 2024 financial year ending August 31st. As some of the real estate projects these funded were completed and sold after accounting for higher interest expense and net interest expense increased 208% to 202.7 million. Beaton teachers say, oh, you send an article with all heap of number, and you know, anyway you the number, confusion. But let me continue. Despite deriving higher fair value against its real estate and benefit from reduced operation expense, SRF still record a consolidated operation loss of 130.88 million. After accounting for the share of profit from two joint ventures, SRF profit before tax improved 140% to 362.61 million, with net profit rising 49% to 315.08 million. Total asset increased 5%. Total asset increased 5% to 15.85 billion. With this investment property value at 9.26 billion and cash increase to 900.97 million. Total liabilities 5% to 7.74 billion, which with the company raising US $25.90 million, which is Jamaica 4.11 billion, consisting of US 15 million and Jamaica 1.76 billion between August and October in a private placement. Shareholders' equity 4% to 8.12 billion, with the book value at $24.85. Is this to be seen in $24.85? I don't know. In terms of when it comes to number, it's not the best person I deal with. SRF stocks price closed Tuesday at 11.5 US 0.0495, which leaves the Jamaican dollar security up 12% in 2024, while the US dollar security is down 29% year to date. SRF will consider its first dividend today at its board meeting following the recent sale of different assets. SRF is also working with JSE on issuing the payment in kind shares to Cygnus Capital and subscription warrants to general shareholders. No, sir. All right. While SRF currently remains only invest in Jamaica, future Caribbean prospects are not very far for the real estate company. It will look to deepen access to flexible capital and add value to the Jamaican real estate market through joint ventures, co-development, and whatever that acronym is. With respect to two reigns that did not perform, Morris noted that Ocean Edge Development has received good offers so far. Ocean's Edge Country Club has a real estate development in Ocean Edge that didn't pan out and has been put in receivership with 16 unfurnished townhouses being managed by Business Recovery Service Limited, which is the receiver manager. As a specialized alternative investment company dedicated solely to the real estate asset class, SRF aimed to play a leading role in broadening access to flexible capital for the purpose of unlocking value in real estate assets across the Caribbean. SRF has made progress towards its goal by partnering with owners of strategic real estate assets via joint ventures. During the upcoming financial year, will increase its collaboration with owners of strategic assets under the joint venture or joint investment to unlock values in real estate, stated SRF report on a potential opportunity in 2025 financial year. Don't ask me what I just read. Know me a national dunce. The number them alone confuse me. So please, hope understand the mumble and the fuffle through what I've just said, because I myself, we have to go refer this article to Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman. Colin Bell will come on tomorrow. I forgot refer this article to Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman, because dunce like me don't have no place. Yeah, so I don't understand a thing what I want. I look how them talk about so much money, and them talk about it in the US amount or the Jamaica amount. Big confusion. Simone Beckford. Big old confusion for this national dunce here. So I am going to make sure, and I know Beat and Teach will as well, send this article to Colin Bell. Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman will work it out. So if you don't understand what we just read, we have to go over Colin Bell tomorrow morning. And remember, Colin Bell comes on a Saturday morning and a Tuesday night. So all would lead to Colin Bell morning to go understand what is it producer Wayne just read, because he doesn't understand it. And we, Wasara, don't understand when read to it. So this is something for Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman. I will make sure them get it, because me cannot explain so much galangin. Jeanette Jones, morning. Anyway, we should have gone long time. 5 minutes to 2 hours now. When you don't get so long a morning time. But as I say, this article will have to be dealt with by Ralston Hyman and Colin Bell, because me a number done and me a money done, so me not gonna know better. But thank you all very much. Join us right back here this evening for the people's point of view. Goodbye from Global Television.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.